What's up, team? Sean from Rest to Live here. And I've gotten about 30 or 40 questions about how to find multifamily properties online. And typically the questions are always around sort of duplexes, triplexes, fourplexes, sometimes also known as 2, 3, and 4 families. So I want to show you like a really basic way to start just getting out there and seeing what's in your area. We're going to use a free public website. So we're going to look at Zillow. And this is going to be a really quick, really easy video. The goal here is just if you're new and you don't have access to brokers, you don't know who to talk to, it just gives you an idea to start looking at what things cost, how to start to understand what's in these homes, if there's any descriptions that's worthwhile to look at, and you get a general sense for what things go for in the area you might be looking in, because it's not always where you're going to live, okay? So without further ado, let's not waste any time as always and jump right into this. And I figured what better day to do it than on a Sunday when we're seeing all the open houses anyways. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen here. We're going to pop on in. So this is super easy, and I know that this is not usually what I do on this channel, but I thought it would still be worthwhile. So let's keep it simple, right? I'm just going to Zillow.com, and let's pick an area. Let's call it, I don't know. Let's pick an area where there's going to be a lot. So let's call it Dallas, for example, right? I could pick anywhere, but we'll just pick Dallas, Texas. Okay, we're looking for sale. Excuse me. And we've got a whole bunch of properties here, right? What I want to do, though, is I want to go to home type. I want to deselect everything, and I just want to focus on multifamily. I'm going to click done here. The other thing I like to also do is I like to sort from high to low to sort of get a different feel for what's on the market. And not too surprised here, this is what I was expecting to see. What it's doing is it's going to give me back a reading here, both from a map perspective as well as a list perspective, to all of the multifamily designated properties that are currently on the market. Now, in this case, in a place like Dallas, it's a huge metroplex. There's going to be lots of stuff for sale typically at any given time. And it could range from really huge properties like you're seeing here to much, much smaller properties. So I just like to sort this way sometimes to get a feel for like what the upper bound is. And these are obviously massive apartment complexes, large homes, things of that nature. But depending on where you are, it's not going to look this big. There's not going to be as many in this price range. So once we sort of get past those massive parts, we can see more of what's down below that's probably within the price range you're looking at. Now, let's say we want to sort this a little bit more. Well, simple. Let's start with price and say, hey, look, the most I really want to spend for a multifamily is going to be somewhere in, I don't know, let's call it 400K and see what pops up, okay? And we're going to set no minimum there, so it's up to 400K. And we go down to just 9 agent listings in the Dallas area, plus one that's not listed by an agent. And we can quickly see here, like, hey, we've got some things for sale in the market, right? That range in price from a couple of different, sort of price ranges, we'll call it, right? As low as 150, which is probably a complete fixer-upper, to even some of the low 200s here, they're probably pretty similar. And what I want to do is just click into one here, and let's see what's happening over here at 3704. Let's see what we've got. 350K, 3 beds, 2 baths. Let's see, it's good value add duplex opportunity, nice neighborhood, Oak Cliff, right? It's a 2-bed leasing for $1125, and the other piece of it is renting at $850. It's a 1 bed, so we can quickly see here. Look, what are we talking about? $1975 in total rent. Okay, not bad, right? We've got an estimated payment though of $2602 based on current interest rates, average down payments, and this is sort of just a rough estimate. So this is the way I do my quick math. Is if I don't have these numbers in here, I can still get a relative easy idea of what they are for the area I'm looking at by looking what's on the market for rent for similar sizes in similar areas. And, this is just my quick and easy way of taking a look at what it is, what the descriptions are, what type of property it is, what the price range is, estimated payments, and some basic pictures. This doesn't look too bad at all, actually. Now, this is it. It's that simple. This is how you get started in taking a look at these kinds of things, right? So what I'm going to do, though, is I'm going to actually X out of here for a second, and I want to show you one more thing regarding this piece, and then I want to show you one other quick view as well. Oftentimes, what I suggest to folks is it's really important to go out and get pre-approved, or at least pre-qualified, if nothing else, so you can have an idea of what you actually can afford. So when you do these searches, you know the range that you should be looking in. And it's also really easy to go in here and just click. I'm going to say one more time, I hit more, and I'm going to go to must have open house. Okay. I'm going to scroll down. I'm going to say done. And just so happens that there are currently no open houses within the market under 400K in the multifamilies. But let's just say I bump that 400. Let's just say, for example, I make that 800. Wow, still nothing. So not too surprising, but I'll tell you what's going to change quick. If I switch this to houses and not just multifamilies, just as an example, there you go, a whole bunch of stuff on the market for sale. The other thing I like to do sometimes is if I'm looking at small multifamilies on a site like a Zillow, for example, and I want to get a feel for what things are renting because maybe it seems too good to be true in the description. It's really easy also to go here where it says for sale and simply click on for rent. Excuse me. And what I'm going to do here is I want to take a look at apartments, not necessarily houses, because I'm not renting whole apartments out. And, we can start to get a feel for, what some of these pieces of property are renting for. You're going to run into a lot of big apartment buildings, nice apartment complexes, things like that. So be aware of that, but that's still your competition either way. So the tighter in you can get to a specific neighborhood. So I'm literally just going to double click here. Let's just give you an example. Let's say I just want to click down because there's a particular area of Dallas I happen to like. Let's just call it Northwest Dallas. Okay. Maybe here, when I start to scroll down into an area that I'm looking at a rental property in, well, I can see now that range in rents has really changed, right? So we're talking some stuff is under 1,000, some of it's just a biscuit over 2,000. So you get a general range of what you can expect to ask for, depending on the amenities, depending on the location, depending on what it is you're renting. So that's it. This is really, really quick. I just want to give you a basic idea. If you've never really thought about where to look, how to search, and how to do a quick research part on what you could potentially rent for, this is easy. It's free. You don't have to enter any personal information to do this. It's a good way to just start looking, start getting comfortable. And the next step is go and check those open houses. The next step is get that pre-approval. The next step is it's one step and then another and then another. It's as simple as that. And next thing you know, you're in a position to pick up your first rental property that was already pre-approved from a financing perspective in an area that you like and you know what those rents are going for. Bada bing, bada boom. It's that simple. So with that, thanks so much for watching. If you made it all the way through, I would love if you would write down below open house. That's going to be the word. I really appreciate it, team. Thanks so much for watching. I appreciate you and have a great weekend and good luck out there. See you, everybody.